Chapter 878! Pedro's alive, guys. I mean, think about it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Podcast. I'm the best guy ever, and this is Hippocrit.
The most Googleable podcast of all time.
Yes, indeed. So let's just jump into it. We got chapter 878, the name of which I totally know. Yes, it's Mink Tribe Guardians Chief Pedro. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We're
so-
treated to a delightful color spread at the beginning of this chapter.
Oh, yes. Very good.
I love it. It doesn't have enough... Robin needs more focus. Like, okay, Nami's been, like, in the series. We've seen plenty of Nami, even though I'm very much enjoying her sopping wet, see-through shirt. Robin's all the way in the back corner
Well,
up there. I need
feel-
front and center Robin.
I feel like at the moment it's because the ones in the back are the people who are at Wano at the moment. Like, the front people are all... currently in the
you
arc.
and your head cannons.
It's truth cannons.
Crazy. Yeah, all
Don't
right.
you know
Okay.
that cat's... All those cats. Cats are
All right.
good.
All right, crazy.
They're in
yes,
the
yes.
current arc. Anyway, yes.
They're in your real life's current arc. But let's get to it. Just,
Speaking of cats...
I was going to make a dark joke about dead cats and how that relates to you, but I'll just ignore that and move on to the actual chapter. Oh, what have I done? Okay, so Pedro's in trouble, boys. He just blew himself up. Where are we at now, Gib?
Yes,
Hippo.
so we're getting a little bit of a flashback to, I think after Pedro did it was a bad cat, and he got 50 years taken. I can't actually remember because it's such a generic backstory that it's sort of, and it wasn't really in-depth enough for me to be like, oh my god, what a moment. It was just he lost
You're very
lives
right about that.
and protecting his buddy or something.
I believe so. So that buddy was Beppo's father, uncle, something. It was like a bear guy, and they were best buddies in the Nox Pirates. And they got caught, and that guy died. And I think they were trying to steal the red poneglyph. Like this is like the whole thing is like this is his second attempt to get it, and he hasn't been back since. I think that's what went down, and his punishment was to lose his eye and 50 years of his life. Which he lost his eye just incidentally, but yeah, 50 years off his life.
Yeah, and he's on the Candy or Perospro's candy ship, in chains, being taken away. I guess, just being dumped somewhere. Like fuck you, yeah, haha.
You know what I'm wondering? I'm just wondering if so it would totally make sense if so remember Gecko Moria and how he used people's shadows. And the whole point was, like, if you walk out in the sunlight, if you've lost your shadow, you know, you get obliterated instantly. But, like, the whole thing was, like, if you die, your shadow goes away, and Gecko Moria can't use it anymore. So it's to his benefit to keep these people alive. But what is Big Mom's benefit to keep these people alive? Does the soul power go away if they die? I'm wondering about that. How exactly like Gecko Moria's power is this, I wonder?
I'm wondering, I wasn't sure where you were going with that, because I'm not sure that when she takes life off of people that she's taking it in the same way that she takes souls and puts them in things. Like,
I don't think so?
I feel like she's just destroying part of it. Like this would be like, she takes it away from a person, but when they die, she loses power. Seems a bit like, why would she even bother? I feel like the fact that she has citizens that she gets the souls from, for her little teapots and stuff. The people that she wants to be, you know, under her big old family, like her people, are all turned into homies.
Are you saying that Big Mom... I always kind of assumed that Big Mom kind of collected souls into herself and became like a repository of soul that she could then use to... create homies all over the place, which clearly she does to some extent. But you think that when she, like, sucks it away, it just, like, dissipates? It just, like, goes away? Because I just assumed that that's what she uses to then, you know, make homies and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I can actually...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
If she is taking the soul, I assume it does go somewhere. I mean, it doesn't... If the thing dies, it doesn't go away. Like, the... Prometheus is a big ball of flames, right? Flames died out to make him. Like, the flames aren't alive, they weren't alive to begin with. She just manifested them as a little guy.
Yes. Okay, what I always assumed was going on there was that I mean, it wasn't Big Mom in that case. Well, Big Mom did it too, but like the nun lady, that she had like previously collected some amount of soul energy, and then she used a certain portion of her total amount that she had available to her to condense that fire and give it life with that soul power, and like that's the process that makes these things. That's what I had like assumed, but now that I think about it, I actually have no idea if that's true.
Yeah,
or if like she just has the ability.
We need to learn a bit more about her devil fruit.
And
but
we're
for
like
now,
at the end of the arc, so I don't think we're going to learn much more, unfortunately.
well, you know,
that's okay.
she might have a climactic final battle with someone at some point. But for now, she's a mystery. She's like the Dark Souls of mysteries. In One Piece, really.
If you think about
who
it,
knows the Demon Souls?
She's very similar to the Dark Soul in that I mean, first of all, she has those like things that look like the humanity ghosts wandering around collecting souls.
That's exactly why I said the whole. It was a meme. I'm not actually saying it's the Dark Souls like legitimately. What do you think I am?
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, so flashback happens. Pedro's in chains. What happens next? Hippo, my dude.
So Prospero's just sort of like, hey, what does Nox mean, huh? What are your pirates all about? I'm not really sure whether this was like translated strangely, but I couldn't really follow it that well. But the idea, I think, is that he named his pirate crew after something that Gold Roger said, because he has seen Gold Roger, because Gold Roger and the Animal Boys, the Minks, and the Samurai Boys, the Wano, Lord Odin, Momonosuke's dad, I think, was that guy.
That's right.
They're all like cool Roger guys, and Roger's there, and he's saying, "I'm gonna die, but every dog has his day, bitch. But you're a cat, so you're not gonna have anything." And then that's what he said to him. Word for word.
Yeah, we get a little, you know, we already established that, so Oda's, not Oda, Roger's crew had Lord Odin, and Odin had two retainers, the Nekomushi and Inumushi, or whatever their names are, and they just traveled with them for some amount of the time. And here we see that Pedro, in fact, met Gold Roger and wanted to join that motherfucking crew, but he was too young, because he was only like 7 or something at the time. And he couldn't do it, and so Roger just gave him a little inspirational words, and clearly that made a big impact on Pedro's life that he's carrying on to this day. And in particular, this is an interesting usage of like the actual character of Roger, because as we learned a while ago, Roger was in fact suffering, like during his whole quest to complete his journey on the Grand Line and become the Pirate King, he was suffering with a fatal illness and was like being held together, even though he was like the most powerful pirate on the sea. Possibly physically, possibly just through charisma, who really knows. Like he was being held together by like the ship's doctor and those guys. And so the fact that he died so young, like he chose to sacrifice and go out in a blaze of glory by creating the Age of Pirates, by turning himself in to the Marines, allowing himself to be executed, and making his grand statement to seek out his treasure One Piece, and, you know, began the golden age of piracy that all the characters are in right now. So too has Pedro, who knows that he has already lost 77 years of his life. Who knows how much more he has. He chooses to use the brief spark of life he has left in him to go out with a bang, as it were, and use this explosive thing to, you know, allow his pirate buddies to escape. Will that pay off in the end? That's yet to be seen, but he made this choice, and it's a good parallel to Roger, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice. It's nice to get some sort of backstory for him.
I will say, as we go
late,
on,
really, but
you know, that's the thing. This is the most cool thing about Pedro so far, and I don't even mind that it's like invoking like basically the god of the One Piece world, Gold Roger specifically. I don't even mind that, because all the groundwork has been laid for why Pedro would have had an opportunity to meet Gold Roger, and the backstory that's been established for him. I didn't even make the connection to Roger, but makes perfect sense for why there would be a parallel in this situation between the two characters. So I've got nothing to complain about there. The problem is just that, it really is, it's like, it's not too little too late, but it is just too late. Like, you should have, something about this should have been brought up before to make me care about the character.
It's really just because like, Pedro's like, he joined the crew just for this mission, and he was kind of mysterious, like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
But he wasn't mysterious enough for us to question what what he's all
He
about.
just seemed like a normal dude, like a boring guy. Yeah.
Well, like, it's not that he's not mysterious enough. It's just that there was so much interesting stuff going on at the time that it wasn't really worth our time to think about Pedro. Really.
Very true. Very
like if
true.
they had thrown it in there, this sort of thing in there, like a little bit of a hint at a Roger connection, then we'd be like, oh, like even more mysterious. Now I want to know a bit more about Pedro. But it's sort of like, oh, Big Mom's the thing right now. We need to, there's a poneglyph, red poneglyph, whoa, all this stuff's going on. It's not really time to be interested in this guy.
You know what I will say about basically post-time skip One Piece is that I think Oda is feeling not his age, but he's feeling the time. He's feeling the decades he's poured into One Piece now, and he really does want to like move this thing along to get to the end. The problem is he's too much of a genius, and he's planned out too many like awesome ideas. And so something like Pedro could be the protagonist of an entire other shonen series, but like he's just a one-off character in One Piece with like with a backstory that like we barely had time to explain in a couple pages of One Piece. And I'm not being hyperbolic here, people. I have read manga that have less going on than Pedro's character as explained in this one chapter.
He's really like what was Senor Pink, another like character that's like, is so much
like
to
one
him,
chapter,
one
and he's like the best character in I don't know, like in that like year of Shonen Jump. It's insane. Like the problem here is that there's too many good ideas in One Piece, so that these ones that like sparkle a bit less get crowded out, and it kind of sucks. But what can you do?
Yeah, I will say that. Usually, with a character design this striking, like he's pretty cool for a cat furry fag. You know, as cat characters go, he's probably one of the cooler looking ones I've ever seen. I like him. In a normal shonen, you wouldn't bother designing a character this cool without him definitely coming back if he blows himself up. But in One Piece, like, I mean, he probably will survive just because people don't usually die.
We'll get to that, yeah.
It's kind of incredible that you don't actually know whether he's going to become like a story character again. He might survive, but it'll be like in a cover page, and he's like, "Oh, I'm hobbling on my leg. I survived somehow." But it's like he's out of the story. Like you may not never see him again in any sort of relevant way. And that's cool. It's cool that there's so much good shit that even good shit that you would normally expect to like, oh well, he's obviously going to survive and come back and be a real character. Maybe not.
Exactly.
You don't know.
That's the great thing about the momentum One Piece constantly have of moving from arc to arc and allowing plot threads to die, but in a way that it is actually able to incorporate them, because we all know at the end of One Piece will come a time when all of Luffy's allies come together, and Oda has taken the pains to keep us updated with all the characters we've met through like cover chapters, and like he's invented ways to keep us like involved in the lives of these characters in ways that don't intrude on the narrative. And like the fact that he's established this like global network of like news and information passing by making this cohesive world, it's just like this man is scientifically creating like the best possible shonen story you could possibly have. It's unreal, but what the fuck can I say?
Yeah.
And like he reminds me of Bon Clay right now, and you know that like, oh wow, he really should be dead. He'll be back one day, I'm sure, but this man's not dead. This man is not dead. I'm telling you. He's not fucking dead. There's no fucking way. I know One Piece, and I know this is not how characters die in One Piece.
He's not on screen, so he's definitely alive.
If we saw his body, then I would believe that he's dead, depending on the angles and how much of his body we could see. But the fact that his body is not shown means he is 100% not dead. I cannot think anything other than that.
Stop me if I've said this before. I may have, but I feel like the cover chapters of One Piece telling like meanwhile stories, or just stories going on that aren't that important but kind of are, if you care to pay attention to the other characters. They sort of feel like the way Andrew Hussey invents new ways to have like side stories going on parallel to the actual comic in Homestuck. Like at the top banner, and having the whole site change color and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
they're both using the mediums they have at their disposal to like flesh out the narrative in interesting ways. Yeah, it's cool. Like no, I know I've said this before, but like nobody told Oda to like use your opening pages to like tell side stories. He came up with that idea. Or maybe his editor did. I don't know for sure, but it's a One Piece original.
It's a great idea.
To do that shit.
Regardless,
it's great. I love it. I really love it.
Anyway, let's get on with what's going on. Pedro blew himself up. The cutscene didn't last for very long. It was just sort of like, I'm cool. I met Roger and I want to do a good thing. So he blowed up.
Give. This is not a video game. There's no cutscenes in manga. It's a flashback. Quit playing so many goddamn video games.
I'm sorry. I just watched Video Game the movie and I just got too many cutscenes.
Okay, all right.
All right, so Pedro's dead. I mean, alive, and everyone's screaming, "Oh no!"
Right.
And Prospero's powers got fucking destroyed. All his candy. The ship is now
free. They escaped the candy.
Brooke, despite not having lungs and would not have suffocated, will now not suffocate anymore because the candy's gone. And Chopper obviously is safe as well. So yeah. That's that. The
tension has been resolved from that particular situation, so it seems. And now they're trying to they gotta fly away. They gotta fly away now.
The tension is very high in this whole chapter because Big Mama is right there. Berserk is right there on the ship, just standing there looking at them scramble around. Pedro's just killed himself, but and Carrot wants to go save him, go see if he's all right, but Nami's like, you can't do that, you idiot. If you let these seconds go to waste, it'll be a big old disgrace.
Yep. That's how they justify running away, which is fine. I think that's reasonable. I don't
obviously
fault them for that.
The enemies all around them, big powerful enemies. I do feel like Luffy's acting like a captain and barking orders, which is pretty cool. Like, he doesn't usually do that. Nami is usually the one to say the order to do stuff, and then Luffy reacts or punches a guy. But this time he's like, I'm the captain, this is my ship, fuck you, go. Very gung-ho.
It's good. I like these kind of moments. And but the main thing right here is Big Mom's right behind him. She's coming for him, and then also Catagory is, I think he's right on the ship. And then I like that we see Rabbit get a little, not Rabbit, fucking Carrot, jump at him and be all like, yeah, and we get a little flashback to her training with the swords and she's shit at it. So she they kind of explained the backstory of why she fights with these silly ass claws, which the backstory is just that she was bad with swords, so she used these instead. But, she trained under Pedro a little bit and she learned how to fight through that guy. And I love how cute Carrot looks in her little musketeer hat. It's adorable. Oh, it's the best thing she's ever done. Wear that hat. I love it.
Little bunny girl, very good.
She gets her shit kicked in. Unfortunately, nonetheless, she doesn't she gets a moment like, yeah, I'm gonna do something, and then immediately destroyed. Like nothing, not even a cool frame of getting destroyed. Just like you are not relevant to the situation here right now. Oh,
hopefully she'll have some sort of a little fighting moment later when
I think she will. I think
they all will, because now Luffy is he realizes Category is Category 5. Category 6 Hurricane is here, and he's not gonna let them leave. He's too dangerous. He has to take him out of the picture, or perhaps not out of the picture, but into the picture frame or the mirror frame. He's gonna take him into the mirror world.
But before we get to that, can I just say, so again, I'm just looking at Catagory on page 13. This man, who is a special type of paramecia, is getting, his bits blown off, and he's not a Logia. What is it? What's going on here? I just don't understand at all what this means.
Maybe he ate a special paramecia which was designed by Vegapunk. He gave it a little bit of robot power.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what this
He's got nano machines. He's got midi-chlorian injections.
Yeah, okay. All right, it's fine. I don't care. I'm sure there's a decent explanation for it. So
Yeah.
Luffy's trying to get this boy off, and Catagory is just like, yeah, you got to deal with me. There is no way out of this situation, Luffy, that doesn't involve you directly dealing with me, because I am the big boy on campus, and you got no choice. I am Berserk. I will go Berserk on you. What are you gonna do, fuck boy?
Yeah,
It's good.
I kind of like how, he's sort of his seeing into the future kind of abilities. Influence the way he speaks a lot. So when he was grabbed by Luffy, it's like, yes, of course, that is what you have to do, because there's no way strategically I understand what you've done there. Instead of saying, fuck, you grabbed me, you're just like, yes, this is how it would have gone.
He's a cool guy. He's sober. He's in control. I like him a lot.
And I love the cannonballs that they're firing. I
knew you would.
And
one of them's just like,
reiterating.
Oh no! One of the
like,
cannonballs is so upset.
We're so excited to be flying towards something. It's like, wait, I'm the only one who understands that we're going to explode.
That's the one woke homie, he knows what's up. He's been telling everybody that this was destined for them, but here it is. Bing, bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
He's about to go big boom.
So yeah, this is a big, scary moment. Prospero, Big Mom bites into the back of the ship. She's got big, scary teeth.
That's not good.
And it occurred to me that they didn't bring Frankie with the ship, which I would have thought he's the carpenter. He's the guy who maintains it. What if something happens to the ship? He's not here. Isn't that kind of strange?
They're just gonna have to, back in the old days, but when they had Usopp was like their best, and they don't even have him right now. They just had to kind of muddle their way through. I don't know, man. Sunny's tough. It's made of Adam wood. They're just gonna have to muddle through until they meet up with them boys, I guess. But that's she really took a bite out of crime, aka pirate ship. There you go.
It is crime.
Yeah.
But a shadowy figure comes up. And Nami thinks, is Pedro alive? He's alive. Oh no, it's Prospero.
Oh no.
His arm is fucking gone. I feel like that's his arm blood.
Okay. I tried to figure out for so long what the fuck was happening there. Is that his arm, or is that just like a piece of cloth? I thought it was a piece of. I don't know. I've gone back and forth.
Well, you see the little bubble saying drip drip, so I assume that's implying blood is spilling.
Okay. Well, he's definitely. He's definitely bleeding. Okay, I'm sure of that.
He's shaking a bit, he's bleeding, and he says his
nub?
candy armor's been completely destroyed, which implies that he survived because he has, candy armor on at all times or something.
Yes, that's right. Kind of like Gaara's sand armor or something, which is fine. I totally buy that. What's that nub, though, on his bottom right down there? Is that not an arm? Is that not his other arm? I don't know. Yeah, you see that little, right on the bottom right of his body in that panel, there's a little ball on the end of a thing. You see, it's to the bottom right of the drip drip. You see what I'm saying? That thing, what is that? Is that his arm?
That's just part of his, his arm wouldn't go all the way down there. That's where his leg is.
Well, he's a tall, lanky boy,
Yeah, but that's I think that's where his, thigh is, his knee, the back of his knee is sort of that sort of distance. Because he's wearing a long coat.
I don't know. I really have no idea what's happening here. Did he lose his arm?
I think he probably lost his arm.
It does look that way.
I mean, for him to survive, and I think if he's lost his arm and he had candy armor on and he's really strong, and this is done this to him, a really strong member of Big Mom's crew. He lost his arm and all his armor's gone, but he's still alive.
Right.
It might set a precedent for Pedro being killed, actually, because of how dangerous the blast was.
You're not wrong, and it was on Pedro's body. He was the jihad boy. He was the Allah Akbar man. So that.
It would be.
He should be dead. He should be dead.
He definitely should be.
So should have Pell been dead. I will never forget that moment where Pell was not dead after a nuke went off in his face. I'll never forget it. And so, considering that's canon in One Piece, how can I assume that Pedro's dead without seeing the body? I can't. There's no way I can accept that. He's out there. He's fine. I'm not even worried a little bit. He's better than ever.
Maybe he's lost his other eye and he's just a blind cat. He's like, I can't find any food to eat.
He blocked the entire explosion with his other eye, so he created a shield in his eyeball.
He did
yes.
He did sacrificial hacky, where it sort of like puts all the damage in one place.
Exactly. That's what happened, I'm sure. I don't know. He's like, he should be dead. Knowing One Piece, I think he's alive. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Probably like they'll do the thing where like, oh, he was knocked. He was like, oh, he was so beat up. It took him like a full month to recover from a nuke to the face. Whatever. Okay, we'll see. We don't actually know for now. Just telling you what it seems like knowing One Piece. But okay, we don't know. We'll see.
Imagine if that's how it works. Like, you could never die, but it just took a longer time if you had like a dangerous wound. Like,
that's kind of how it works.
Like, he was burned to a crisp. Man, that's going to take years to recover.
Well,
years.
you know what else is interesting? I didn't mention this before, but regarding Pedro, so it is canon in One Piece that human beings of the One Piece world are not quite the same as human beings in real life.
Oh, yeah.
And one example of that is that the humans live like 130. Like that's like you'll be an old ass bitch when you're 130, but it's not like uncommon for humans to live that long. Considering that fact, with my knowledge as a One Piece genius, like, was Pedro only gonna live to like 80? Like, he's not a human, he's a mink. Do they have shorter lifespans? Because if not, like, frankly, he might have just thrown away like 70 more years of life by blowing this thing up. So like 77 is like not particularly old for a human being in One Piece. So I don't know if that, like, do minks have shorter lifespans? I don't know. I don't know where that's going.
Well,
maybe Oda's totally forgotten about that?
They probably count in, like, dog and cat years.
Well, maybe. I really don't know. I really don't know. But, I mean, that's something to keep in mind as, like, a thing that has been established in canon One Piece. Like, the whole years that humans live is significantly longer than 77. So, I don't know if that's relevant to this situation or...
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll find out.
We're supposed to assume that he doesn't have much time left one way. Like, that's what they're getting at. So, like, I think we have no choice but to assume that his lifespan was maybe, like, 80 years? Maybe 78 years. Maybe he just had, like, a couple days left or a year or something. I don't know.
You know what might happen? He might turn up again being alive, but he'd be, like, very wounded, and then he'll say some cool thing to Carrot or something, and then he'll just go, and be, like, dead, and then they bury him.
I could see them...
That's probably the way he's going to go, because they didn't even show him here. Like, if he's literally in pieces, that's quite a gruesome death for One Piece.
It's just like there's a degree of genre savviness that we have that we just know how these sorts of things play out in these kinds of stories, you know, especially One Piece, since we've been reading it for so long.
One Piece needs to go R-rated. It just needs to switch from being for kids to being exclusively evil. Like, gore.
I don't even want that. I like the childishness that One Piece has. It makes it charming.
But then finally we can see nipples.
Oh my god, that's okay. Nipples are gay anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be fine. Right. Like, if we even saw a silhouette of, like, his shadow in the sky as he, like, waved goodbye or something, like, that would be, I'd be like, okay, yeah, he's gone.
Dude,
he's gone.
Cloud in the sky, it'd be fucking come back like Mufasa. In the clouds.
Hey, he was not a lion. He's a cheetah, but
Carrot, remember remember who you are. You're a bunny. Haha. I'm dead. That's what he's gonna say.
Very motivational, very moving speech. Yeah, I think he'll be alive. I could see him coming back only to die in a more dramatic way, but the lack of drama here, to me, says that he's not dead. But okay, we'll see.
Part of even though this is terrible, and it probably would not even happen.
Okay.
I kind of like the idea of him coming back to do another suicide bomb attempt, and then
that would be
just
three today.
Yeah,
3 today.
It would be like it would be a recurring character thing, and then it becomes a joke. Like, how the fuck did you survive? Like, I don't know. And they just remember every single attack is like, here's my secret attack. Like, we know it's bombs. So it's like, how did you know I have bombs on me? And he blows up again. He just comes back.
You know who Pedro really reminds me of in, like, a ton of ways is
Isis.
Wiper from Skypiea. Well, yeah, Isis, but also Wiper from Skypiea.
Fucking Wiper. He could not die.
Wiper would never die, and his whole thing was he would use the impact dials that are like supposed to fucking kill anyone who uses them, and he just used them over and over and over again. I mean, he probably used them like 5 times, but like once is supposed to kill you, and he kept using them. Yeah, or the reject dials. He kept using reject dials. Those are like the bad ones. Yeah, and he would not die, and like So he was like a sacrificial guy, and he was like the strong guy who was supposed to be like edgy and cool, and he was not bad. What made him cool was like the connection that ultimately he represented to Calgara, and like, because Calgara is the best flashback in all of One Piece, to the Calgara and Mont Blanc Cricket, or Mont Blanc Norland. Like that's the best flashback in all of One Piece. Yeah, so like he had redeeming things. Pedro doesn't quite have that. He does have this Gold Roger thing that makes him a little bit cool, a little bit late, but whatever. I'm just making a parallel to that character. Anyway, shout out to Lady Amande on this page, as she's looking good, as she always does. Wanna fuck that snake bitch, as they coup de burst their way to safety, escaping to the side.
Escaping to the sky.
Yes, exactly. And Lady Amande indeed says
he's escaping from above.
From above, yes, into above. She is the biggest Homestuck fan in the world. She's going to do her troll cosplay immediately after this. Go to every. She
said, "We have lift off." That's what she said.
That was in Japanese. They translated it so we would understand. One Piece isn't actually translated from Japanese. It's translated from Homestuck fan references. That's right. Oh wait, no, I changed my mind. Lady Amande is what's her name? 8-Ball. She's an 8-Ball cosplayer. She's a big starry bitch, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you mean Briscoe, or do you just mean 8-Ball?
No, I'm talking about 8-Ball. You know, like she's the queen, the Black Queen. You know, she wears a big hat like Amande. They're the same guy.
You mean Snowman?
Snowman. That's what I meant. That's what I'm talking about.
You fucking scroob.
Lady Amande would be so mad at me for not having my Homestuck lore in check. As the biggest fan in the world, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Okay, they escaped to the skies. Yes, good.
It really did read like that for me. Like escape into the skies. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
So that's the coolest thing they can always do that nobody could ever imagine.
No one predicts this ever. Yeah, no one ever.
Every single time, it's like, whoa, it can fly. Like, have you not heard the tales of the Monkey D. Luffy Straw Hat crew?
It's kind of like the most important thing they can do, other than Luffy just beat up the big bad. Other than that, like their flying ship is like pretty fucking dope. Makes them pretty OP. Mm-hmm.
All they need is a permanent member of the crew to be one of those inflatable octopuses. Yeah,
that'd be dope. That'd be excellent. And then, of course, the whole thing that we didn't really mention there was that in the shuffle, Luffy was like, okay, gotta deal with Catagory. And then they found that Brûlé was around, so he grabbed her, and they went into the mirror.
He grabbed her through the mirror.
Yes.
So she was in there making the soldiers go in and out of the mirror world.
Brûlé shows up one final time to just fuck everything up for her family once again. What a champ.
Yeah, complete disappointment.
Yep.
What a traitor. What a true Straw Hat member crew.
She's helping out the crew in a big way. I appreciate that. And now it's time for a dramatic face-off, ladies and gentlemen, between Berserk and
One Piece. Who will win?
Oh no, Jesus.
One of them has a mouth, the other doesn't. One of them has 2 scars, one of them has 1 scar.
When is Berserk gonna be like, you want to know how I got these scars? I'm the Joker from your favorite film,
from Family Guy.
Yeah. I wonder if anything's going to happen with those scars. They're pretty, like, do you think... Okay, so, like, during big climax... knowing Shonen, as everyone does who watches this, big battles are, like, the time when you can reveal interesting things about characters for the most dramatic payoff. So, like, his scars have been interesting from the start. We haven't seen his mouth from the start. It's been a big, like, hidden thing. Now, Luffy is going to have a big battle with this man. It's going to be hype. It's going to be exciting. I can't fucking wait. It's Rubber Boy versus Stretchy Squishy Boy.
I can't wait for him to reveal his big puffy mochi lips.
Oh, no. I don't want to see that. Okay, this guy has been played so serious this whole time. Like, it's totally normal to expect there to be, like, a joke as the payoff to this, like, incredibly serious character. Not for one moment has he not been, like, deadly serious.
Yeah, I think if there's a joke part of his character, it's gonna be like way
It's the
later
mouth.
after. Well, yeah, it might be, but like after the whole battle with this battle and the whole arc is ended, and he maybe comes back in a cover arc or something. Then he'll have like a different side to him that's probably funny or charming or cute, something like that.
Okay, let's.
He's a
I'll
cool
wager
guy.
you. I'll wager you on that. I don't dislike him. He cares about his family. He's a dedicated soldier for the Charlotte Pirates. I think that we will learn a goofy secret about him during this arc. In fact, during this very battle is my prediction. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
And that's about it, everybody. I guess we're done. Berserk v. Luffy. Who's gonna truth it?
Yes, and Luffy breaks the mirror, so he can't get back. Where will he go from here? I think if he wins the
Pretty
battle,
badass.
he's probably just gonna force Brûlée to take him somewhere again.
Probably. I mean, yeah, that's what she's for. She is an object to be used by the whim of strong patriarchal figures. So I do want to say, though, I think this moment of shattering the mirror and then facing off against Catagory, that's a scene that I would like to see animated. I think this could be really dramatically conveyed and be hype as fuck, like the end of an episode that makes me so excited to watch the next episode of a good anime and see some dope-ass fights. Unfortunately, the anime is shit, so they'll probably fuck it up, but it could be cool. Could be good. Like this is what Oda's this is what anime is for.
I feel like at some point I have to see what these scenes look like in animation. Just out of curiosity, because I did like the anime when I watched it. It was before I knew that anime could be better than that, but it's still One Piece.
Early One Piece was good. Early One Piece was legitimately good anyway. But
yes, that is true. It sort
of
of
took a turn.
It took a weird turn during the Shabondi Archipelago. I can never say that right.
The Shabondi Archipelago. They just realized that, like they just got to be more economical about this. Like we're not going to worry about because there used to be filler arcs in One Piece, which was because we're going to make this arc as best we can. Not going to worry about doing one chapter per episode. We're going to make it as good as we can. And then, oh shit, okay, One Piece is we've now cut up. Shit, we got to do something. Filler arc time. Let's make a filler arc. But now they don't do that.
It's really you choose one, filler arcs or consistent animation.
I did hate most of the filler arcs intensely. Even the ones that are good. Even that one that's getting memed is good right now. It's not terrible.
Well, the G5
Have you seen this
arc?
video? The G8 arc. The G8 arc.
G8 arc. I do like that arc. I was gonna make a video about that fucking thing being the
still
best.
can.
I still can, but that fucker. That fucker's got it.
That guy owns it now.
He's got the power. Oh well.
I remember watching that and being bored for most of it. So I remember not really liking it that much.
I've rewatched it. It's it's good in that as an anime only thing, it works better as a moving pictures.
Because guys like us, especially if you've already read the manga, when you get to an arc like that, it's okay, the plot has now halted, and that's frustrating for everybody.
Well, I wasn't reading it at the time, so I can still see it as some of the filler arcs weren't bad, but that one was definitely the one that felt like a very interesting, cohesive continuation of an arc that you wouldn't have even known was filler if you didn't read the manga.
My favorite was that Robin dressed up sexily as that guy with cool sunglasses.
Yeah. It's really just the fact that it uses the impact dial and the fact that they came down from Skypiea as the whole point of it.
Those are great. Those are very clever.
If filler arcs that just they're on the ship and then here's an island, let's fucking go. It's no, we know what's going on.
Yep, I'm with you. But hey, whatever. I would definitely prefer filler arcs to just a bad One Piece anime, which is what we have now for the most part. To be fair, I haven't watched it in years, but I'm assuming that it's still bad.
Yeah.
And
I've seen very small snippets of the Dressrosa arc, and it looks it's just something about the way that all the lines are the same thickness and they're not very detailed at all at any point. Eek.
The manga is just such a better experience, just so much better than the current anime, or at least when I last watched it. So don't watch it, folks. I said before, people, you can watch like the highlights. Like remember, like Bink Sake was like the coolest thing that ever happened. You got to watch the anime for that. It's at 10 out of 10, greatest moment in all of anime. Yeah, it's the best.
Bing Sake.
To me, that kind and the animation isn't even that great during that moment, but it's the song and the events happening there. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. I'm not sure there's any other moment that you like need to watch the anime for. Okay, you know what? We're going off on a tangent. We've been over this before. Everybody knows this. We're done.
End of the video.
Thank you for watching, everybody, and we should be back next week. There should be a new chapter, and we'll see you for chapter 879. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.